How far behind are you on your dreams? How many goals didn't you achieve this year that you promised yourself on New Year's Eve that, yes, this year is going to be my year and another year has passed and tomorrow's a new year? And yes, setting goals is a good thing. But the regretful thing is when you don't take action on those goals and you break those goals, you don't achieve them, then you feel a little bit regretful of, oh, that's okay, next year is going to be my year. So why is today different to any other day? Why is tomorrow, the first day of the year, why is that different to any other day? Why is Monday different to Friday? Because Monday I'm going to start my exercise program. Monday I'm going to start my diet. But on Friday, because I've got 3 more days, I'm going to make a glutton of myself, eating everything I can, doing as little exercise as I can up until that Monday I'm going to take that action, or next year I'm going to take that action. And people who do that become procrastinators, because what you're doing is you're conditioning yourself to start on Monday or next month or next year, and another year has passed us by. And yeah, life is like a toilet roll. The closer to the end you get, the faster it seems to go. And each year you get further and further behind on your dreams. And I think maybe the reason for that is because people get all motivated at certain times of their life, whether that be triggered by pain or pleasure, that's it, I'm going to become wealthy, that's it, I'm going to achieve this goal, that's it, I'm going to lose this amount of weight, or I'm going to win this event, whatever it might be. You get motivated by the event. And the challenge with motivation, it soon goes away. It's like a short spark of fire and it eventually just dims off. So if you're waiting for motivation to happen, to act on your dreams, it's probably not going to come. It's not going to come when you want it to come. And if you are motivated to take action on your dreams, it probably won't last. Because what's going to happen when you're not so motivated? Are you going to stop doing what you really want to do? What's going to happen when you're not feeling very well? What's going to happen when you feel a bit tired? What's going to happen when you've got a sore toe? What's going to happen when it's raining? What's raining, therefore I can't be training. So it's quite amazing how all these interruptions in your life will tend to stop you from being motivated to take action on the things that you really, really want. So what's important here is don't rely on motivation, because it comes and goes. Don't rely on motivated by other people. Sometimes people go to personal development motivational seminars and they come out, yep, I'm going to conquer the world. And the next day they cannot even get out of bed. On this time of year, people are making New Year's resolutions. Then why is that any different to any other day? Well, New Year's resolutions, and that's it, I'm going to change. Well, interesting, isn't it? Well, change is a painful transition from who you are to who you want to be, and we tend to sometimes exaggerate the things we're going to do. We overpromise and underdeliver. We promise that we're going to change the world, and the next day you can't even get out and attack your world. So how about we start focusing on maybe some different things, smaller things, because big goals are made up of achieving lots of little goals. And it's not about achieving a goal, it's about, I guess, growing yourself into the person that you want to be. And that all starts with your thoughts. Start changing your thinking, because stinking thinking won't get you anywhere, as the great Zig Ziglar said. So your thoughts determine your actions, and your actions determine your habits, and your habits determine your discipline, and the discipline determines your character, and your character determines your destiny. So first of all, you start changing your thinking and start thinking the way that person thinks to achieve that goal. So if you want to become a world champion, how does a world champion think? If you want to be a fit person, how does a fit person think? If you want to be a lean person, how does a lean person think? If you want to be a rich person, how does a rich person think? So it all starts with the thinking, because this is this amazing computer that sets the compass and the actions. And those thinking will then start to affect your actions. For example, I do lots of things in my life. I have business, I'm a sports person, and I've achieved reasonable significant goals in both those fields. So if I'm training for a world championship, then I think, how does a world champion think? So those days when I'm not feeling 100%, I always ask myself, what would a world champion do? Versus, what would a loser do? So certainly a world champion wouldn't let the rain, the weather, maybe when they're not 100% or they're a bit tired, they wouldn't let that stop them from training. They wouldn't let those barriers or obstacles stop them from doing what they really, really want to do. So start to think like the person that you want to become. There's a good starting point. And then start to take those little actions. The little actions. Don't focus on the big leaps of faith. You end up falling down the gully. Just take the little steps, because the journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. And if you just keep taking little progressive steps in the right direction. So the goal, the big goals that you set, sets the direction. But there's not big things you do to achieve a big thing. It's just little things, brick by brick, inch by inch, life's a cinch. Rome was built brick by brick. So is your life, little bits at a time. So focus on, set long-term vision, have long-term vision, but have short-term focus. And that short-term focus is the next step. Because if you look at the peak of the mountain that you want to climb, you get disheartened. You go, oh my gosh, I got so far to go. It's like, my God, that elephant I have to eat is massive. Well, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Now, whether you start at the trunk or the arse, either way, you're going to have to eventually go through the arse. So just start biting and nibbling away at the path, on the path that you want to go, and you make progress. And when you start to take emotion, which is those little actions, that will create emotion. Don't wait for the emotion to trigger the motion. Don't wait to be motivated to get started. Get started, and that will motivate you. Once you start, you probably know when you're starting an exercise session, and I do this all the time because I'm a man of vintage. I've been around for well over 5 decades, going into my 6th decade of life, and I still compete in the world stage in martial arts. And it can be challenging to get this wrinkly, arthritic body and injured body started. But once I start the training, the start is the tough part. Getting the joints lubricated, releasing the synovial fluid, releasing all the action hormones, get the muscles warmed up, and having the elasticity in the tendons and get the mobility of the joints. But once I start, it's very hard to stop. And if you start thinking, okay, I'm just going to do a little bit, but once you get started, it's hard to stop, so you end up doing quite a lot. You end up doing more than what you thought you were going to do at the start. So rather than thinking, I'm going to do this, just start doing this, and that will gradually grow as your body gets into motion. That triggers the emotion, the feeling good hormones that get you keep going. So don't overcommit to your actions. Just do actions. It's not how much you do, it's how regular you do it. So you're better off doing a little bit of something every day than a whole lot of nothing on one day. So rather than doing one big massive workout and then not doing anything, you're better off doing lots of little actions, little workouts along the way. Whether it be whatever your goal is, make sure those actions are heading you towards your goal. Because if you've done something every day, even if it's minor, that's taking you a bit closer towards achieving your goal, that in itself makes you feel very fulfilled and very satisfied at the end of the day. I've done something, even if it's only minor. So my point being, don't overcommit. Just take a step. By taking one step, you probably end up taking 2 or 3 or 4 by the end of the day if you commit to one. But if you commit to 5 or 10, you go, well, geez, I don't have time to do 5. So you do none. Just commit to 1. So what's important here is to understand is that to take those actions requires what I mentioned is discipline, because discipline is more important than motivation, because motivation comes and goes like the wind. It's here and then it's gone. But discipline is there to stay. Now, discipline is doing what you should do or doing what you want to do when you want to do it, even though you don't feel like doing it. So discipline, no matter what happens, you're going to do it anyway. And you do that to some things in your life. For example, I'm sure most of you brush your teeth twice a day. And even at night time, you brush your teeth before you go to bed. Now, no matter what, you brush your teeth. Hopefully you brush your teeth. But you've been conditioned that as a young person by your parents who we're looking out for you to form that discipline in you, for create that habits. Remember, your actions, your repeated actions form your habits, and your habits form your discipline. And no matter what happens, you're going to do it anyway. So sometimes I might fall asleep watching a movie late at night or whatever it might be, and you're tired, you feel like, oh, look, I'm just quite easy sleeping throughout the night, but I haven't brushed my teeth. But I get my old bottom out of bed and off I go and I brush my teeth, because it is something that is embedded with me. And if you can apply that to the important things in your life, which is the little things, might be training, it might be studying, it might be investing, whether it be investing financially or investing into your family or your kids or your partner, or investing into your health, or investing into your career, into your business, or investing into your happiness. You make sure you make those little investments every single day and use discipline as your guiding post rather than motivation, because motivation will come and go, but discipline stays the same, whether it be a sunny day, whether it be a cloudy day, whether it be a rainy day, a stormy day, whether you have a sore toe, whether you have no energy, or whether you're tired. And some of my best workouts have been when I've been tired and I had lots of reasons why I shouldn't do the workout. Or I didn't get much sleep last night, I'm really tired, therefore it's not going to be a good workout. Well, every workout's a good workout. Every workout's a great workout. The only bad workout is the one that you don't do. The only bad investment is the one that you don't invest. The only bad action is the one that you don't act upon, particularly if it's important to you. So some of my best workouts have been when I'm tired, or it's been late at night, or it's been, and I used to travel a lot. I don't travel as much anymore, but I've been in hotel rooms. But I always train no matter what, because discipline is doing what you should do when you should do it, even though you don't feel like doing it. So if you focus on doing it irrespective, and don't wait for the motivation and the testing times when you don't feel like doing it, that's the trigger that means you should do it. When you start thinking, oh, will I or won't I, that's the trigger that's a yes I will. So when that comes up in your mind, that means I'm going to do. That is the trigger. And those days when you are motivated to do it, they're just the bonus days. But basically what happens is you will keep doing those actions that will keep leading you down the path to your success, because that's what winners do, that's what champions do. Because losers and average people do, what they do is they use any emotion, any negative event, any negative thing they view as a reason or an excuse not to do it. Where champions will use it as a reason to do it. Losers use an excuse not to do it. Champions use it as a reason to do it. And focus on those little actions, and those little actions should lead to development of skills. And one of the greatest things, the greatest gift that you can give yourself or to give someone else is a skill. Because a skill, once you've got a skill, you've got the skill for life. And that skill will help you generate success, whether that be financial success, whether it be sporting success, whether it be academic success, or business success, or relationship success, or communication success. So focus on what are the skills that I need to acquire and accumulate to achieve that goal, and focus on those individual skills, because they're more digestible than the overall elephant. Just look at the next bite, the next skill development. And once you've learned how to fish, you never have to beg for fish ever again. As the old saying goes, it's better to teach someone how to fish than give them a fish, because a fish will only feed them for a day, but teaching them how to fish will feed them for a lifetime. So look at the things, the skills that you need to develop. Now, knowledge is important, but knowledge without application, which becomes a skill, is just knowledge. You become a very knowledgeable loser, or very knowledgeable derelict. So there's lots of people who know a lot but don't do much. It's the ones who do the knowledge, apply the knowledge to a skill, and put it into practice that build futures for themselves. So I guess the two things to focus on is obviously, number one, don't buy into the motivational stuff. It's easy to get pumped up, whatever pumps up, woo, soon deflates. It's just the way it seems to be. So yes, you set goals, long-term vision, short-term focus. Right? Long-term vision, short-term focus. Don't wait for motivation, but use discipline. Discipline rather than motivation. There's a massive difference. Discipline will keep you training consistently throughout, or keep you developing, or keep you acting towards your goal no matter what. With motivation, is just a bonus if you tend to get it. And the next thing is apply that discipline to the development of the skills that you need to achieve that goal, whatever that might be, whether it be the skills in creating wealth, the skills in building a great relationship, the skills in being a great parent, the skills in becoming a great sports person, the skills in building a great business or career. Keep developing those skills. Tend to be small, but you accumulate all those skills, before you know it, you will be catching as much fish as you want for the rest of your life, rather than begging for fish and regretting that maybe I should have done that fishing course. I was motivated to do that fishing course, but I never got off the couch eating my chips watching Netflix, because even if there's a good movie on, what's more important? Watching someone else's movie or creating your own movie, which is your own life. So hopefully that's been helpful. Remember, inch by inch, life's a cinch, yard by yard, it's very hard.